So guys, I recently had the privilege to check out Transients. This is Big Fry's first person shooter that him and his team is working on. And finally, guys, finally, we are able to have a demo and actually check it out. And within this video here, this is going to be very important because I'm going to give you guys my honest feedback on what I have played within their vertical slice of their title and tell you, heck, is it looking promising? Is it looking bad? Essentially, is this good or not? So if that sounds good to you, make sure that you like this video and also consider subscribing today to stay up to date on all your latest shooter news and updates that you care about. So recently, Fry has dropped out a dev blog, the latest one that I would actually have linked down in the description, talking about the trials and tribulations and where they have come from in the genesis of Transients to where they're essentially at now. And that journey and watching that dev blog in itself was really, really cool to watch because I had a little insight to the background of like how the progression of this title was coming along. Just to see how far the team has progressed in its journey to get to where it's at now is pretty damn impressive. I'm not even gonna hold you, right? I'm really, really proud of the crew. And actually having a chance to check out the vertical slice of this game, this like little kill house section of the title that is made as a demo for both you and I, really had me excited. So let me give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I'm gonna start with some of the boring just to get out the way, like for me personally, but it makes a difference in the game, like don't get it twisted. Like I'm gonna say sound. Sound was a big thing in the Kill House demo that was executed, in my opinion, really, really well. Again, this might be boring to some people. For me, it's exciting because I love sound, but that was a huge improvement in comparison to the previous builds I played in the past. We didn't have those sound cues. We didn't have the material switching and transitioning as you're walking around in the first person controller. And just to see that dialed in, I don't know if it's like finalized to the degree that Fry and the guys want it, but progress is seen and respected here. I like what I've seen. So next thing that I want to talk about is the AI itself. With the sound cues and the vocal cues coming out of their mouth for when things happen and event triggers. My God, I love it. I love it. I love it. And on top of that, I still feel like the AI is pretty damn decent in gameplay area too as well, because I found myself getting murked here and there. I mean, that's not really saying anything for me, but the AI was on point as well. But just to see the interactions when a like AI foe dies essentially, right, or gets bodied, right, they'll say a certain cue to trigger the other guys to react. Pretty damn awesome. I like that. I really respect that. And mind you guys, this content wasn't in the previous builds that I played in the past, right? So this is essentially a very pleasant surprise for your boy and you guys as well, because I know you guys have taken note of that immediately. Also, I have to give kudos to the weapon inspector. Very clean. I love what I seen with the weapon inspector. My heart, especially checking it out in the dev blog, you really get to see where these animations have transformed over time, and just to see it in that dev blog, and then also realizing it myself in Kill House. Chef kiss. I really respect that, because all these little things that, again, most people would see as like trivial or something that you could glance over, they all come together to make a vivid picture of what Transients is essentially going to be in the future when we get a full release of the title. So just to see those things just go off better, animations come together better overall, is always a great thing. Now let's talk about the gameplay. This is Abel Green's here. This is my area, baby. The gameplay. I like what I am seeing. The muzzle flash, the smoke that comes off the muzzle flash, the movement and swaying of the rifles themselves as you're like in like an idle state, and even moving, the bobbing. I like it all. The attention to detail is there when you're firing the weapons. Oh baby, especially the suppressed weapons. Oh baby, I'm in love. I am in love. And on top of the art style too as well. I know I'm kind of merging that in the gameplay, but the ambiance and just looking at everything and taking it in all together. Solid player controller here, guys. Solid FPS mechanics here, guys. When you shoot your foes and you're taking people out, it's fucking lit, bro. It feels solid. You know what I mean? It feels solid. Something that's reliable and something that you can do and enjoy over and over and over again. So with a lot of shooters, that is a pinnacle to hit. Like, you have to make sure that the game essentially feels right? And in Transients within this Kill House demo, we got it going on, respectively. We got it going on. And to be fair, if I was going to critique the gameplay in essence and say something's like really wrong here, or something that's like throwing me off, or I'm not really feeling, I can't really find anything, to be honest with you. The only thing that I might adjust personally myself is probably when we have the bullets contact with like materials, or the players themselves sometimes with the sparks and all. I feel like that's a little too much sometimes. However, giving the dark essence of the game itself, maybe it flows, it just works for it, because I hate seeing the sparks all the time. But that could just be personally a me thing, you know what I mean? But beyond that, I feel like we're in a good state with the gameplay, and it could only progressively get better from here. Okay. Also, I like the bullet time. When you're actually in the slow motion. Okay. And don't get it twisted, you can die in that bullet time too, because the AI at times is that on point and can murk you that fucking simple. So yeah, that bullet time aspect of the game, I'm really vibing with that. Again, if you're a fan of like Max Payne or anything like that, you know where this is headed and you know how it feels, and it reacts well within this title. So kudos. Now, overall, from what I'm seeing here, how would this translate into the Transients project, right? We don't know how the story modes and the missions are going to play out, right? Like we don't know essentially where Fry's team is going to take us. I'm very excited though, but we don't know how this is going to play out in a story mode type environment. That begs the question, will it all come together, right? I'm hoping that it will, for sure, but things could go wrong potentially, you know? We just don't know. But within the Kill House, if that's any hint to as where we're headed, I feel like we're going to be in a solid state. We just won't know until the game's released out in the wild. But again, from what we're playing with this Kill House demo, seems like we're in good hands. So full release, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Let's do it. Some advice to the Transients dev team here, Fry and the guys. First of all, guys, keep up the good work. Keep your head up. And I'm going to say this to you, man. Take the feedback of what you're getting now. Don't internalize it. Just learn from it and just relish this moment, because you guys have done something very special here. You have released something to the world that everybody can indulge in and show off your talents of what you guys can do as a team, right? So keep your head down. Fear not the reception of man right now. Okay? Fear not the reception of man. Just do your homework, take the good and the bad, and just judge it out, sift through the shit, and just get things fixed, man. I know you guys are going to do well from here, but I just want you guys to not be overwhelmed, and I just wanted to simply give you some encouraging words to tell you, keep pushing forward and keep doing your thing. You guys are going to be just fine. So does Transients look like it's having a promising future, right? The potential here is massive, right? In my opinion, massive. They could do pretty well for themselves, especially being a single player game. Transients could have it going on. Or do we see like there's a potential to fail? Not likely in my eyes here. I like that we have a story mode game, not a multiplayer game. I like this approach because it just lessens the risk, and they just got to nail the experience. So in my opinion, ultimately, I feel like Transients has a chance to do something special and yield remarkable results for the team, right? I believe personally Fry's team is being humble about numbers and just trying to be realistic. But the potential of what this title could do with a tactical touch and in the theme that they're going for here, they could blow this sucker off the roof potentially. You know what I mean? And what I'm seeing overall, mostly positive from the community, this could actually grow some legs and be something that just surprises us all. So that's just my thoughts on the overall experience for Transients. We have a ways to go, but I feel like we're on the right track and we have a talented fucking team that is going to get the job done. So guys, if you did not check out my last video, be sure to click here and I'll be sure to see you there.